Hey guys, Rebecca Tabert here, and I wanted to talk to you today about depression and turning to food as a way to cope with whatever life stressor is. And I actually woke up every morning, I wake up and I want to give you something. I want to be able to add value. I want to be able to help you in some way. Either it's answering your questions or just something that has happened recently that I know might be a common thing that I should be sharing with you. And today I just didn't have it. And then as the day progressed, it's funny the way God works this way. As today progressed, something happened in my own life that I thought was a good example to share with you to hopefully give you hope for the future and encouragement. Because I know so many people come to me that are dealing with food as a battle. And it's one of the hardest battles to get over. Physical fitness and the workouts and the exercise are super important. I understand it's super important just to get started, to walk in the door to our facility or to get with any program. But food is actually an even bigger issue. It's 80% of how we look and feel, and yet so many of us use it as a coping device for stress. And I know I was entangled in that battle for a long time, and actually I would say I still am. I tell people this, our clients and what have you, I'm very open about this all the time, that I say if I struggle with anything, it's food. Meaning, obviously I have it in a lot better control than I did 10 years ago, 12 years ago, but when I get stressed out, I don't think about shopping. I don't think about drugs or alcohol, obviously. I mean, my lifestyle doesn't even line up with that. But my temptation though is food. And I've gotten a lot better control of it. But today is a good example that I wanted to share with you. As I got throughout the day, I ended up having to have a very difficult conversation, and it's just another life stressor. I can't go into the personal details, or I choose not to, but it was a very difficult conversation, and there's a lot to be done as a result of that conversation, and choices need to be made, and it's just hard. It was really hard, and the old me would have gotten very overwhelmed by it. The old me would have been wanting to be secluded and wanting to just kind of just feel overwhelmed and just feel like shutting down with that heaviness, and definitely turning to food would have been part of that process, numbing out, trying to, as you're trying to stress through and think through it. But and it's not that I wasn't tempted to go there today. I was, and that's why I want to share it with you. But I will tell you that even if you're battling with it today, the more you learn to grow as an individual, to get stronger in your own confidence and knowing who you are. One of the things I talk about all the time in my coaching problems is we have to retrain our brain, because we have so much stinking thinking in our head. That's what controls a lot of our impulses, and that's what defines how we react to situations, because situations are going to happen. Life is going to happen. There is always something, and the less in control you feel of yourself and your own emotions, the bigger even the small things will appear. Does that make sense? It's all relative, right? So what someone else would see as a relatively small thing is going to be a massive thing to some people, because they're just they lack the peace and the confidence in themselves, which I totally understand. I've been there. And then it's a journey. It's not like overnight you get perfect and the small things don't bother you. It's just your version of something small and what to let go of. You get a higher tolerance for it, I guess, is a good way to put it. And so then bigger life stressor happens, and they still come at you. You still want to react, but over time, as you work through this growth process, then they aren't as overwhelming, and you learn how to deal with them better. So today, even for me, after this conversation, my temptation was to get overwhelmed. And I'll tell you, my mind started going down that route, spiraling and thinking, what if, and all the potential negative effects of it. And you have to grab those thoughts and catch what you're doing to yourself and choose differently. My reaction was to just kind of numb out and try to process what was happening and all that. And I had to catch myself and say, no, I had a plan today. This isn't like in the big picture. This is a moment in time, and choose to follow through to my actions. Choose to get out of the house because I had things I needed to do. Choose to do what was in front of me. Choose to do what I had planned. Choose to avoid temptations for food or the wanting to numb out, right? Because I know, and so again, obviously I'm in a lot better control, but I'm having to I had to talk myself through it to say, you're not, like, food is not the answer. It's not going to make you feel better. You might think that, whatever it is for you. For me, it's usually either almond butter or ice cream. That's a temporary, like, quick, maybe make you feel better for 5 minutes, and then you immediately don't feel good, right? That's not going to solve anything. And reality is that when you turn to that numbing, whatever it is for you, then you're actually in a worse state of mind to handle the situation or to make the right decisions or the right choices. So my point today is I just wanted to give you hope that no matter where you're at in the process, find the right people to reach out to. Find a good, supportive person that you can go to. For me, I'm a huge person of faith. So for me, I believe that I have to bring it to God first. And that's just where my faith is, because I've learned over time, like, I'm 41 now, and I've had a lot of life experience well before I even believed in God or accepted Jesus in my life. I had a lot of life experience, and looking back, he's always protected me. But I have found, regardless of where you're at in faith, sometimes when we're in the heat of the moment and we go to a friend to discuss it, it just it's like gasoline on a fire. It just blows up. They have the best of intentions, some of them, right? But it just kind of blows up, and it spirals, and it just makes it worse. You need to kind of regroup and breathe, get yourself to a good place of logic and discernment. And the best way to do that is to really be coaching yourself through it. Take some quiet time, get outside. There's a time to break down. There's a time to cry. There's a time to stress out. But most of the times we just need to breathe. We just need a distraction. We just need to go through our normal plan of the day, and the thoughts just kind of work themselves out. Now, our foundation is super important. So look up my video on YouTube about the power of I am, and there's a couple of other videos on there regarding mindset, because that's where it starts, and that's what helps you start getting better control of how you react to life situations. Life situations are going to happen whether we like it or not, and they're always going to be there. So you've got to do your best effort every single day to take the best care of you in mind, body, and spirit, so that you are better able to manage and deal with those life stressors. They're not going away. You need to take care of yourself so that you can manage them better, and so that they don't appear as big as you otherwise make them out to be. Sound good? I believe in you. If there's anything I can do for you, you can reach out to me, send me an email. You could post questions below on the YouTube channel, but if it's something private, you're more than welcome to give me a shout out on my email. You can email us at tbtfitbodybootcampservice@hotmail.com. Take care, y'all.